Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day, guys. Guys, thank you for spending my birthday yesterday with me. I apologize. I got a headache that started coming on. At least it wasn't a headache. I'm sorry. I take that back. It was the precursor for the headache. I started getting what they I guess call the auras. To me, things just start turning crinkly. I don't know how else to describe it, but things start like in my eye. I really can't see very well, and I couldn't read the comments anymore. I couldn't see things very well, and I knew it was just a matter of time before I was going to have a headache. So I was on for about an hour and a half, but I was in bed and asleep within 20 minutes after closing down the stream last night. But one, thank you so much. Thank you so much for spending my birthday with me. It's huge. I don't have a lot of family in this area at all, and I have friends, but you guys have really made it complete for me. So thank you. And a big shout out to all of the content creators that took time to spend with me on my birthday. Well, I know what you guys do behind the scenes because I do behind the scenes as well. So the fact that you guys made time for me, I don't know how to thank you any better than to just say thank you so much. And I would love to return the favor. So I really do want to thank you. I'm very humbled by that. So I do want to say that. Guys, Gypsy Rose. So here's what's going on. Gypsy seems to be a little perturbed that we have called her out on her mommy vlogging techniques, on the way that she mommies. The way that she mommies is very different than the way that the responsible mommy might mommy. In other words, a true mommy who wants to spend their time being a careful, concerned, loving, attentive mom, responsible mom, is somebody that's going to check out things before they give them to their baby and or before they put their baby in them. Now, I'm a dog lover, as you guys know. I don't have any kids. Nieces and nephews, okay. They're all grown-ass people now. But the dogs, like before I give my dogs anything, I'm reading the ingredients. Before I give my dog a toy, I want to make sure that she just can't or he just can't take apart that toy, even though it's made for dogs. It's my responsibility to make sure that they can't get hurt by anything that I give them. People have talked about putting their dogs in, confining them in the car, and I totally agree with that, except I have seatbelts for my dogs. But I do have a concern about them because I had a friend, she might be watching this. I have a friend that was taking a trip and she had her two dogs in the back seat of the car that she was driving, and she stopped at one of the places in Florida, one of the gas station places, the plazas. She got out of the car, went to the bathroom, left the dogs in the car with the crack of the window, so she was just running in to go to the bathroom and grab like that 24-hour coffee and come out. Trust me, she loves her dogs as much as I love my dogs. During that time, somebody hit her car more than hit her car. Somebody totaled the car. In the parking lot, the back seat of that car was demolished. The only reason why the dogs made it was because they weren't confined to the back seat. They were able to get into the front seat and get away from where the accident was occurring. One of the dogs actually got out of the car, and it took my friend a good week to find her dog again. She drove every day about 60 miles one way to go find her dog. I mean, it was unbelievable. But she got her dog in the long run. So there's good and bad with the seatbelts, because I'm telling you, and my friend said it herself, Toddy, if my dogs were strapped into a seatbelt, they wouldn't have made it because the whole back seat was demolished. They were able to get away from the collision and get into the front seat. So here's the thing. We don't know things like that. But we do know to take care of our pets, there are certain things that we have to do. To take care of each other, there are certain things that we have to do. To take care of a newborn baby when you've never had any experience. And it just doesn't seem, according to Gypsy, it seems like she's doing it on her own. Now, I don't know if she is or if she isn't. I have real concerns if she is, because she's doing it wrong. The baby is not an experiment. The baby is a being that needs the care, and the consideration and the follow through and the scrutiny that a parent gives to things that might come into the child's life. You just don't give somebody something. You just don't get a car seat and throw the kid in it. There's a reason for the car seat and a reason why you're supposed to have your kid buckled in there. Not the way that Ken and Gypsy did. That pissed a bunch of people off. And I don't blame them. Again, I thought that the picture that I saw of the baby outside of the car seat, with the shoulder straps down and the leg out and the head the other way, child that's not even a year old, right? 6 months, maybe. So how is that? Why is that? And why shouldn't somebody report that? Gypsy's stupid enough to think that that's the right way to do it. Otherwise, she wouldn't have put that video up there. Ken surprised me because Ken seemed to be the more responsible one, but he's just as much of an idiot as she is. She's all the way up in Ken's, she's in the back seat with the baby. She's all the way up behind Ken, talking to Ken. So no seatbelt on her, right? Because you could see the strap, it's not on Gypsy. Here's somebody on parole. Now, I know that violation, that seatbelt violation is, but why don't you have it on? First of all, you're not the one that's going to get violated for the fucking seatbelt. It's going to be Ken. Ken's the one who's going to get ticketed for the baby and the seatbelt. And he's counting on Gypsy to do the right thing in the backseat. Ken, you can't count on Gypsy. Have you figured that out? She's the same woman that told you she never fell asleep with the baby on top of her, only for you to say within the same breath, that's not true, you did it last night. What is going to be more important, Ken? Saving face for a mommy, MURDERER, or your child? I mean, you have to step up, because at this point, I'm kind of hoping that Ryan is the dad through all this BS and that he steps up, because you haven't done a very good job. You have failed. Just by that, not only did you fail by picking Gypsy, I mean, you picked a mommy, MURDERER, who already said she did it. She did it. She got the tools. She set it up. She's got everything. And then she decided to erase the actual relation she had with Nick. So I hope Nick never sees this, because I can imagine how heartbreaking that would be. Okay? Here you are. You give your life to somebody. You slept with them a few times. The bad thing is, Gypsy is taking bad sex and calling it no sex. Okay? So, you had sex. You totally had sex with Nick. Gypsy, you did. In a diaper. In a wheelchair. In a wig. And the fact that this guy was turned off by your diaper and couldn't come to terms, meaning inches, rise to the occasion, bring the ladder up, raise the tent, scurry the flag, scully the flag. What is it with the flag? What do you do with the flag when because, and the fact that this guy was turned off by your diaper and couldn't come to terms, meaning inches, because of your appearance, that says something about you. Hold the phones. So I'm editing this, right? Right, I'm listening to it. And so Nick didn't get turned on by Gypsy's appearances, but Ryan and Ken did. Think about it. Remember in the interrogation when Nick was being interrogated that he was saying he never really finished the job, came to the end. He just was not able to function the way he normally would function, and that is on Gypsy. Gypsy, that's on you. Because, see, he did fine apparently on his own. So his thing works. It just didn't work for you. That should tell you something, Gypsy. Maybe your V isn't fire, Gypsy. You know? And then you turn around and you call Dan Glidewell a liar. This first time you ever had intercourse, according to you, now is with Ryan. And what is it? His thing wasn't fire. I mean, you had nothing to compare it to. How do you compare it to the toothbrush? Can I ask you that? I'm asking for a friend. See, Gypsy does these stupid ass things and then wants us to act like we've never seen it, we've never heard it, and we're going to jump on side of Gypsy because she's Gypsy. Yet, how do we know about Gypsy? We know about Gypsy because she unalived her mom. And the second thing we know is that she's a perpetual, habitual, can't help it, chronic, pathological person of untruth. She is somebody that has no morals, no values. And you know what, Rod? I think you're a little bit responsible for that. I used to give Rod a pass in certain things. But Rod, had you have been involved, maybe, perhaps, the figure of a dad would have straightened her ass out. Because as far as I could see, the two children that you did raise, Rod, are good people in society. The one that you didn't raise that I'm aware of was a bully to her mom. When she got old enough, she realized that she could overpower her mom. And that's what she did. And I really honestly believe that Dee Dee was trying to protect us from Gypsy, that she saw things in Gypsy. I don't know what they really saw as the end. I don't know what Dee Dee saw as the end. I don't know if Dee Dee said to her, Gypsy, I'm sick and you can't cope in this world. I'm going to have to get you back in touch with your dad, or I'm going to have to put you in a home, or I'm going to have to do something. Like, I know that Dee Dee could not have thought Gypsy was going to make it in this world, because Gypsy had no real world experience. Is that fair to say? Isn't that fair to say? She had no real world experience. So when she came out to the real world, now do we blame her? Absolutely we do. Because do you know how many survivors that have truthfully made it out of a horrible situation? Gypsy isn't a survivor. Gypsy was a spoiled brat by her own words. Her mom made Gypsy her life. I don't see any ABUSER victims, any of those victims that can honestly say that person made me their whole life. No, that person ABUSED'd me, that person used me, that person manipulated me, that person did all that stuff. No. According to Gypsy, her mom did everything for her. All she had to do was exist. And her mindless fucking minions seem to think that that's abuse. That's somebody who was spoiled. Somebody who overpowered their mom. somebody whose mom was probably deathly afraid of them. For good reason. I mean, we could see the outcome here. Gypsy's behavior isn't something that's just come out. This behavior has been going on for years. Imagine behind locked doors and filmed windows of what the hell was going on in that house. You saw the house. The only ABUSE we ever saw in that house was done to Dee Dee. It was done to Dee Dee. That's the truth. So there's your family vlogger. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Guys, be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. And again, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've been here about 16 months now, sharing my videos and the family that we built. I'm so humbled. So, be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Thanks, guys.